Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Do me a favor and please subscribe if you haven't already. Today we're going to do another episode of the Setlist Snubs series. In this series, I'm going to discuss a handful of songs from different bands that don't get played live very much. However, I'm going to give you some reasons why I feel like those underrated songs actually deserve to get played live more often than they do. If there's someone specific you guys want me to talk about in a future episode of this series, please leave a comment down below. I'll check your feedback. Today we're going to feast our eyes on a few underappreciated Skillet songs. Skillet is a Christian rock band who dropped their first album in 1996. You can think of them every time you fix a grilled cheese sandwich. Although they're a Christian band, Skillet has no reservations about implementing glum lyrics. John and Corey's bond extends far beyond sharing vocal responsibilities. They also share their lives because they're a married couple. The chemistry between them continues to be unbeatable. When John's acidic rumble meets Corey's dignified coos, the magic happens. On a side note, another thing that drew me to Skillet was John and I share the same favorite soda, Dr. Pepper. Both of us are obsessed with Dr. Pepper. We're not addicted, we just can't live without it, okay? I've even seen clips of fans who brought 2 liters of Dr. Pepper to concerts as a gift for him. That's a really sweet gesture. All in favor of changing water fountains to Dr. Pepper fountains, say aye. Initially, Skillet stayed in a lethargic state, floundering for a decade before eventually finding their footing in the industry with Comatose, released in 2006. I have it right here. Comatose secured their position as a modern rock staple. Definitely the most identifiable album linked to Skillet. I've traversed through the Comatose album dozens of times, and the resounding completeness still stupefies me. Nevertheless, it was incredibly simple to pin down some underrated songs by Skillet because about 2/3 of their albums are stuffed with singles. Double the amount compared to other bands. No idea why. Before we examine my list, I want to introduce new viewers to reasons why all bands, not just Skillet, consistently befriend tracks at live concerts and belittle others. However, if you've seen a Setlist Snubs episode prior to this video, go ahead and skip this part. The first reason is casual fans converge on heavy hitters and spend every waking moment there. For example, when it comes to Skillet, Monster, Hero, and Rebirthing are common congregation points for casual fans. The next reason would be Temptation tagging along on tour, perpetuated by fans in attendance and band members to never waver from hit songs in order to keep fans in a gleeful mood. If fans speak highly of the set list they witnessed that night, the odds of them buying tickets to another show increases considerably. Reason number 3 has to do with songs found on seemingly run-of-the-mill albums. Like I said, albums that showed up before Comatose. Tunes from those albums frequently elude live performances since the bulk of fans would not be thrilled. Another reason involves tracks that annoy their creators. They get excluded on purpose, seeing as how bands get exhausted by them. Reason number 5 is casual fans tip the scales versus hardcore fans from a sheer size standpoint. Therefore, casual fans practically handpick which songs earn respect on the road. The 6th and final reason why some songs are allowed to accompany bands and the rest are restricted access is a particular song may need elaborate audio effects to turn out right. While studios are designed to handle this without a problem, unfortunately stages contain limited resources. So attempting to recreate it would probably result in a disaster. Now that we've grappled with potential reasons, let's proceed to a few great Skillet branded statistics I found on Setlist.fm. I'll put a link to Setlist.fm in the description down below. To zero in on Setlist.fm, just go to Google, type in any band you want, plus tour statistics, and tap on the first result that pops up on your screen. Then you will be ushered to a vault teeming with songs, albums, and tour details. According to Setlist.fm, Skillet has toured since 1997, and between then and now, Whispers in the Dark wears the crown at 1,219 renditions. To put this number in perspective, imagine you listen to Whispers in the Dark non-stop without any breaks over and over approximately 1,219 times. How long would it take you? The answer is 243,800 seconds, or 2.8 days. Transitioning to the meat of this video, I'm going to usher in 5 severely underappreciated Skillet tunes, each off a different album. I'll put a link to each song we're going to talk about today down below. If you can think of any I missed, please make your way to the comments section. Here's a hint for a good choice. Beginning with Believe, originating on the Awake album, Believe has amassed a lowly 97 times, 8% versus Whispers in the Dark. Everyone has to believe in something. I believe I will listen to this fabulous song again. Believe treats listeners to such a pleasant experience. It appears to indicate that a relationship went south. Too much animosity ultimately drove a wedge between them. As a result, one of them expresses through the lyrics a desire to make amends. They still have faith that things will work out, and they want to persuade their former partner to give them another shot. I particularly love the lines, "I can't undo the things that led us to this place, but I know there's something more to us than our mistakes." It proves how well written Believe was. Plus, when sung with immense conviction, it definitely comes across as a high point of Skillet's career. Secondly, I selected a track called Fingernails, available on Collide, which has only attended a measly 7 concerts. This pitiful number greatly surprised me because Fingernails saw the light of day before any of the other tracks on my list. In other words, it had the best opportunity to rack up live love. Obviously, that didn't happen. 7 may be lucky, but it's not. Let me reassure you, this outstanding tune sounds a lot more appealing than Nails on a Chalkboard. I overwhelmingly approve of the haunting vocals and melody spread across the first chunk. John flew solo here. His voice barely registers above a whisper. Then a hectic riff around the 30-second mark signals Fingernails has a few surprises up its sleeves. The vocals twist to become angst-coated. You definitely sense insecurity perpetuated by John's delivery as a quite prevalent theme. Flashes of brilliance excreted by Fingernails might sway you into checking out typically discounted material present on early Skillet albums. Turn your gaze upward, because Watching for Comets, streaking across the unbelievable Unleashed album, is next. Their most impressive offering since Comatose, if you ask me. The rarity of such an astrological phenomenon extends to the stage too. Sadly, Watching for Comets live footage doesn't exist. Of course, manifesting in 2016, one could argue it has barely had enough time to receive recognition, which is true to a degree. However, given the fact that Skillet unveiled a new album last year and didn't extend an olive branch to Watching for Comets even once in a 3-year time frame, points to a bleak future in store for Watching for Comets. This terrific tune won me over from day one. I still go back to it on a regular basis. I have a soft spot for Skillet duets, and Watching for Comets was a shining example of how beautifully John and his wife Corey's voices mesh. They balance each other perfectly, so I always look forward to their collaboration. I was thoroughly impressed with the innovative lyrics and genuine nature associated with their voices. Everything else seemed to fade into the background. Very sensory-derived lyrics. Watching for Comets absolutely gushed with relatability. While drinking it in, you can't help but be transported back in time to a downcast day where you lost someone who meant the world to you. I think Watching for Comets reminds everyone of a painful lesson. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Watching for Comets represents a traumatic treasure. Battlecry charges in after watching for comments, nodding toward the Rise record. Continuing the poor pattern, Battlecry drags along a goose egg, big fat 0. Just because Skillet possesses a reputation for churning out dark songs doesn't mean they can't reach success in the opposite direction. Battlecry was clearly intended to echo an inspiring message. Listeners get the impression that John is sitting right in front of them, giving them a pep talk. He completely understands that you're close to your limits, you feel like giving up, but you shouldn't give up yet. Get up, dust yourself off, and try one more time. He basically states that there's no shame in trying and failing. Not trying at all equals legit failure. Something that appeals to all age ranges. I'm pleased Skillet decided to shift gears here with Battlecry. Finally, Looking for Angels flies in to finish off my list. It debuted on the legendary Comatose album, currently standing at a dismal 0 as well. Looking for Angels needs a miracle to show up at a concert. Anyway, it was really cool how in an unorthodox fashion, Looking for Angels actually commenced with the chorus before the first verse. John actually spoke directly in the verses. I can't remember another Skillet song where he does this. Speaking as opposed to singing places even greater emphasis on those words. I also dig the da-da-da-da-da guitar scraping executed right before the chorus. A stroke of genius. Looking for Angels will cause you to stop and ponder how our society teeters on the brink of collapse. Nobody gets along anymore. Look around, we're surrounded by fighting, perpetuated by different opinions. People can't accept someone who disagrees. They want to prove, my opinion is right, not yours. Rather than act respectful, they would rather go to great lengths to change their mind. The odds of that happening are slim. What's the point? I don't get it. I have better things to do than waste my time arguing with other people. Assembling an army of angelic individuals who put others above themselves are the key to restoring a prosperous place to live. If you project that selfless demeanor, others will follow suit. That's basically what the song says. Well, that's all I have for you guys. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Until then, rock on.